Why do I feel like I'm not even? Hey guys, I hope y'all can see and hear me good. Let me share this out in my groups. This is our Coffee with Coach episode, and this is just going to be hey Abby, how are you, love? This is just going to be a mom chat. I have absolutely no agenda for today, but I did not want to miss this episode. You guys know I do my Coffee with Coach. Hey Deborah, good morning, beautiful Abby. How are you doing over there in Australia? Good morning, Deborah. How are you? So everyone who's tuning in, it's your girl Letitia Campbell. I'm the CEO and founder of the Campbell Success Network, and your #1 sales and remote business strategist. Smart entrepreneurs hiring me to help them dominate their sales and systems by transforming their ordinary business into a highly scalable remote organization so that they can accelerate their wealth and freedom. Now, I know by looking at me right now, you're like, oh my God, is this girl really an entrepreneur? Yes, I am, but I'm a mompreneur, which is very, very different. I'm an amazing mother. Yes, I said it. Amazing mother of 4 beautiful, going on 5 beautiful children. In about 5 weeks, I'm going to be giving birth to my baby girl. We had a name, but now my husband wants to change the name, and I'm just like, oh my God. So I will be re-announcing her name very, very soon, because literally we were sitting in bed the other night. He was like, babe, I think I want to change the name. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? And I know some of y'all are like, well, you're the mom, just think of a name. But I'm like, we have 4 other children, and all their names rhyme. As you guys know, all their names rhyme, and they're all named after my husband. So he's always been in charge of that. So I don't want to mess up the streak and mix things up, right? Yes, you are 4.5. What does that mean, Abby? Yes. Hey, good morning, Deborah. Yeah, so I wanted to have just like a regular mom conversation. Today was hectic for me. It was absolutely hectic for me. I haven't had a chance yet today to jump into my business just yet, because today 3 out of 4 of my children started homeschooling. Yes, started homeschooling today. So it was quite different. So I've had to be popping into different Zooms, different Google Classrooms and things like that. Yeah, 4. Yes, yes, Abby. I'm sorry. Yes, 4.5 babies. So I had to hop into different Google Classrooms and different Zooms, and just, even though your kids, as your kids get older, they can work independently, but you sort of want to still be there to see what's going on. And one thing I can honestly say is that I feel for the teachers. I do. They have a long, heavy road ahead of them. So anybody who's watching this live on the replay, hey, Miss Tasha, and you are a teacher or you work for some type of school, administration system, whatever. Oh, you're doing homeschooling too, Abby? Awesome. I feel for you guys. It's a lot, and I felt I understand both perspectives, because I'm also a mentor, so I can understand like how sometimes teachers feel when they're getting all these questions that they can't necessarily answer at the time, because they are uncertain about how the year is going to go. So for example, my son, he's in middle school, my eldest son, and there was literally like 75 to 100 parents on one Zoom today, give or take, and there were so many questions that was asked that, thank God I'm a stay-at-home mom. Thank God I have my own online business, because I feel for the parents who have to work and still have to manage remote learning for their kids. And like, for example, there was this one father who came on, and he was like, well, I can't afford daycare. He was just flat out said that. He was like, listen, I'm a single dad. I cannot afford daycare. Thank God, he said, thank God he has the flexibility at his job where he can bring his son to work with him. But with that said, he was like, well, what happens if my son cannot get onto a Google Classroom or onto a live class? Will he be penalized for not attending? And the people on now, the answer that the teachers gave sounded a little bit harsh, but I could also understand, because being the fact that I live in New York State, and we obviously, all the schools are managed and ran by the DOE, which is called the Department of Education. So I can tell that the teachers wanted to give some type of leniency, but the principal was like, wait, let me stop you there, because they can't, there's but so much they can do and but so much that they can't do, because, there is bigger than them. Their boss is obviously the Department of Education. So basically the teacher said, well, if he cannot sign into his class at his scheduled time, because even though it's remote learning, they still have to be present for their online classes. But basically what she's like, listen, if he can't attend his online classes at the scheduled time, he's going to be marked down as not present. Like he's going to be, because they take attendance. They're going really, really hard on attendance this year, which I totally understand. Yeah, I totally understand. Bush School, what type of school is that, Abby? Oh yes, Abby, you were a teacher. I don't get me started. I used to be a teacher for. Yep. So it's like, he was like, so basically what you're saying is that if my son can't make one of his online classes, y'all gonna mark him as absent. She said, well, yes, because we are being monitored and looked over, overseen by the DOE, and they're very, very strict on to making sure that all the kids are coming to their virtual classes just like if they were present in the school. So yeah, so it was definitely a good, like, I have 2 kids in elementary school, I have 1 kid in middle school. I always say I like the elementary school concept, because for me it's like more fun and it's more entertaining, because they have all these different activities they do throughout the day. But once our kids get in middle school, it's like cutthroat. It's cutthroat. So I had to have that conversation with my son. I was telling my son this. I was like, listen, this year's going to be different. This year's going to be different. You're going to have to be working more independently without mommy having to sit there and log into your classes for you and sit there and help you with your work and things like that. And then and I had to have that. I was like, you have to get up and just be take initiative, because now this is up to you. And one of the things I noticed, y'all know how I really want to sign my kids up for well, they're not called typewriting classes because nobody uses typewriters, but when I went to middle school, we had to take a typewriting class, okay? And I'm so glad I did, because it taught you how to lay your fingers on the keys and how to type without looking down, because I remember taking typewriting classes and they would put that shield over your hand so you couldn't see what you was typing. Because I realized with my kids, I'm like, they type like with one finger, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta find some type of virtual typewriting classes, because it was annoying me a little bit. I'm like, type, but then I'm thinking like, wait a minute, Letitia, they didn't really have the training like you did when it came to typewriting. Like, we had to take typewriting classes, keyboard. I guess they call them keyboarding classes now, because nobody uses typewriters. My kids were coming with me on the trip of life. No school, no earth, no bush. No. Oh my God! Oh, so you're going to be teaching them, Abby? Having fun. Developing boys can't sit focused until they are about to. Oh yeah, the boys can't sit. My daughter is really good at sitting and focusing on her work, but my sons, Oh, send me the information, Abby. I would love to know more about it. Yes, yeah, I gotta sign them up, because they're right now they're in the world of tablets and things like that, so there's not much reasons to really use the full hand typing, but I know that having that is going to be extremely useful. Yeah. So again, like I said, this is just a mom conversation for today, because I realized that now that we're into the new school year, and we started kind of late this year, which I wasn't too mad about, because I totally understand like the fact that the school district as a whole has a lot going on. So we started, normally we start the school year around the 7th or the 8th, but this year we started today. But now even my whole life when it comes to my business alters and changes. But one thing I'm so happy about, a month ago I hired an OBM. If y'all don't know what an OBM is an operation business manager. And to sum that up, like for those of us who are building businesses, right, you need somebody who is going to oversee all the operations that is being done in your business. So I'm gonna give you an example. I'm the CEO and founder of my company, the Campbell Success Network. But for years, I was not playing in that position. I was doing graphics. I was doing my email marketing. I was doing my own content creation. I was scheduling my own private client meetings. I was uploading replays myself. I was corresponding. But the biggest thing that takes a lot of time for us as mompreneurs is the communication back and forth. That takes a lot of time. You could be literally spending all morning in your Facebook Messenger and in your email for hours without even realizing it, right? So with that said, you know, being the fact that, you know, I'm about to be a mother now of 5 children, I had to sit back and say, well, I need somebody to eliminate some of these day-to-day operations that I'm physically doing. And yes, you know, I have an amazing VAs and things like that, but VAs are the ones that just do the legwork. You know, they're the ones that will execute on your tasks, but who's managing even them? Right? I was. Okay. So when I hired my brand new OBM, and she's going to be on my Success Spotlight show this week. So you want to go to CampbellSuccessNetwork.com. That's CampbellSuccessNetwork.com and register for my next Success Spotlight talk show. She's not going to be the one that's going to manage the operations of my business. She's going to be the one that's going to manage all the systems that we put in place. Because when you are a coach, a mentor, a course curator, service provider, there's several phases in your business that you have to make sure they're running properly. So the first phase, and I want y'all to write this down. The first phase is obviously the marketing. You know, you got to have that mapped out. What are you posting? What are you talking about? How are you getting new leads in? How are you getting new clients and customers in? Things like that. That's the marketing side. So I have that covered. I have some amazing content creation team. They're now starting to post on my Instagram more heavily. They just started about 2 days ago. My engagement on Instagram has totally increased. I checked it this morning. I'm like, oh my God, wow. The post that they're making is actually reaching people who are within my demographic. Then you have the onboarding. Hey, Therese, how are you? The onboarding is when you're getting customers and clients. And more often than not, we are handling the onboarding 1000%, right? And you have to leave that onboarding process, you know, a portion of it to a team. Like when you get a new client, do you have an onboarding digital form? Do you have a non-disclosure agreement? That's called an NDA. Do you have that? Do you have if you're offering services, say you're offering done for you services, do you have an asset agreement? Hey, Charlita, to where if you're giving them assets, you actually have a whole digital form for them to fill out and complete and read and sign, showing them what assets are going to be available to them and the time frame that the assets are going to take. Because what I was finding that even though I would give a client a 3-month or a 6-month contract, I was having some clients I was working with beyond that because their assets wasn't complete. So the assets sometimes is the big holdup. So what has helped me a lot with all these forms, these digital forms, and these workflow softwares is that it helps us to really know when are we going to deliver on what and when. And if we have issues with communication when it comes to the client giving us information, I have now other people that can handle that. So the onboarding is very important. Then you got the fulfillment. Are y'all writing this down? Let me type in me if you're writing this down or taking notes at least. The fulfillment is the part I hate doing in my business. I I don't like doing fulfillment because that's where you are in your messenger all day. That's when you're in your email all day, answering messages, going back and forth. Do you like this color? Do you like that? Do you like this? Fulfillment takes up so much time. I don't care how well your systems and your processes are. If you're dealing with people that like to ask questions, which is nothing wrong. If you have customers and clients that love to just, I just need more clarity on this, or I need more that, you know what I'm saying? It takes up so much time. And the fact that my phone, you know, when your phone makes that beeping noise, I have to answer. So now that I have other people handling the fulfillment, what I like to do about fulfillment, for those of y'all who are course creators and service providers, make a video. I promise you guys, if you make a video one time and you explain everything you want to be done, you will only have to really talk one time, and you let the team do everything else. So now when people message me, I don't get the message. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that notification piece on, you know, because I know that if there's a message that's going to be sent, there's going to be other people that are going to take care of that message. And even like my VA, she's on here. Her name's Therese. Therese put up some emojis. We were getting to work yesterday. I probably was working my business no more than 2.5 hours. Right, Therese? After that, I got off. I got offline. I went in my room. I laid down because everything else was taken care of. And then I made my little to-do list for the next day. Like, these are the things I'm going to work on. And that's it. And, but the difference is from that now is that I don't feel anymore a sense of anxiety. Like before in the past, I used to be like so anxious. Like, is this going to get taken care of? Is that? But now I don't anymore. That fulfillment, because you got to have people handle your the fulfillment side. And then you have the offboarding, right? Offboarding is important because that's going to get you more clients. That's going to get you more customers. That's going to also let you know what you need to, and I talked about this on my live months ago. It's also going to let you know what you need to keep in your program or your course or just your services in general, what you need to take away and what you need to keep doing. One thing that we miss out on, and I want to write this down because it's going to leave my mind. Do y'all know the difference between customer service and customer support? We all have customer service mapped down, right? We all have customer service mapped out. We all know what customer service is. And customer service obviously falls into the beginning phases of your relationship when it comes to a customer or a client. But more often than not, the customer support is not readily practiced in business as a whole. People don't really know much about customer support. They won't really understand. They feel that customer support should be considered to be done on their own. Like, let's say, for example, a company like Amazon. They give great customer service. I ordered yesterday a brand new mic for my laptop because the one that I originally had, when I would do a Zoom, there was a lot of like noise, a lot of crackling noises and stuff. So I had to purchase a new one. So I went on Amazon, on my Amazon app, and I looked up a brand new mic and I ordered it, and it said it was going to come today. And that's why I was looking down at my phone, because it's actually coming today. It's actually out for delivery today. And I want to make sure when they drop up that mic, I run down and get it, because, you know, sometimes you don't know what type of FedEx guy you're going to get, honey, and they'll put it in front of the wrong door. So, and I don't want to have to cuss nobody out today. So, anywho, to me, that's good customer service. Where I order something, I get it when they said I'm going to get it. Immediately this morning, I got my tracking number. I got my progress of where my mic was at this time. I got a notification just now saying that, hey, it's definitely arriving today, and also giving me a picture of what I ordered. Now, the customer support side comes after that. Like, are you giving out like Are you checking in and letting your customers or clients, asking them how they feel about the product, service, or course that they just purchased? Are they having any issues? Is everything okay? How are you doing? How are you doing? You know, and that you're readily available in case they have a question. Not, it doesn't have to, you have to be you that's readily available. I mean, you could give them creating a quick Gmail account that just says Charlita's customer support, right? You know, you can make that could be a separate email, Charlita, that you can create for, I know you're doing this new weight loss thing where you just have something for that, like Charlita customer, or customer support Charlita, customer support drink, or something like that. And that's the email people will use in case they have any questions. You know, you can say, listen, you know, don't message me on Facebook or Instagram because, you know, I don't want your message to get lost. I want to make sure that anytime you reach out to me that I rectify anything you have going on right away. And you can have somebody else handle that email. You know, you could hire somebody to say, listen, I just want you to handle any customer support issues. I was telling this one lady that I follow here on Facebook. She sells bags, and her issue, she had a huge fulfillment issue. She has the onboarding correct. She has the offboarding correct, because obviously the quality of her products are good. But the fulfillment, she was losing out on so much sales. She was getting returns and all that stuff, because what happened was, because of COVID, obviously when you're shipping things out, you're your own direct sell person, there's going to be delivery issues. And the thing is that when, I don't care if somebody's spending $1 with you. I don't care if they're spending $1 or $1,000 with you. If they have a question on a tracking number or when something's going to arrive, they need an answer. We can't assume that our customers or clients are actually checking out their emails, or that they know how to use PayPal. Because her whole thing was, well, I put the tracking numbers in PayPal, so just go into PayPal. You should know that. Not everybody knows that. Because here's how this, like a customer who purchased from her came on her live and literally cussed her out for filth. Literally cussed her out because she been asking for a tracking number, just a tracking number, for about a week. She was like, girl, I messaged you on Facebook, I was emailing you, all I want is my tracking number, and you never gave it to me. And when the customer came on the live, she was like, you should have known to go into PayPal and check if you had a tracking number. The girl was like, well, how am I supposed to know that? I don't know that. We think that people should know what we don't know. We're the entrepreneur. We're the one that's providing a service to someone. You have to give them some, once they make that purchase with you, you do got to give them that information over. You do have to assume, right, that they don't know what they don't know. So I reached out to this young lady and I was like, listen, not the customer, but the direct seller. I was like, listen, you needed somebody to handle your fulfillment. So it's a separate email, it's a separate contact or phone number, whatever you want to use, and have people handle that for you. So that way you're not even getting involved in that part. So if somebody wants to know a tracking number or what have you, all that information is going to be sent to them. If they have a question, somebody else answers that question. They have all that readily available. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Because that right there is going to ruin the experience, because you always want to create a great experience for the people who are spending money with you, or the people who are interested in doing business with you. It's so extremely important. So that's the three things. And I noticed that for me, having a team work on those things to make sure that my company is effective, make sure that our turnaround time is effective, and making sure that our clients are happy is very, very, very important. And I noticed it's going to be like a gradual change of testing things out and seeing how things are working, but I'm happy. So listen, y'all, I just wanted to hop on the FedEx showdown. I got Charlie being funny. So I'm going to get my day started. my kids are basically done with their homeschooling. Today was the first day that they did their homeschooling. So I'm just going to play catch up for the next couple of hours. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. I will be back on tomorrow for another episode of my Coffee with Coach. Today I did hop on early. Normally I do this show around 11:30-ish Eastern Standard Time. But I was like, let me hop on now since I'm in the energy to hop on. I didn't want to wait a half an hour to hop on. But yeah, definitely tune in. Also, make sure you guys tune in on Friday for my Success Spotlight talk show. You have to register at CampbellSuccessNetwork.com. What else is going on? I'm going to be doing a special webinar, free training tomorrow. It's going to be how to make a captivating sales copy. So I will have more information on that for you guys to sign up and attend tomorrow. And that's basically it. Y'all have an amazing day. As always, don't forget, get out there and dominate, because it's time to design a life that you, in fact, deserve. Till next time. Bye, guys.